Well, hello class. Once again, this is Professor Shlomo Levi, and it's my pleasure to be working with you in American History Online this semester. I hope you're enjoying the course so far. I certainly am, and I just wanted to record this little video to establish a more personal relationship and to tell you what I think about the class and to give you some advice at the end. I've had a chance to read all of your autobiographies and many of your second assignments, and this is what I think. I chose a few examples, almost at random, of some of the interesting people we have in our group. For instance, we have Jeremy. His grandfather fought in World War II and won the Purple Heart. He later became a chemist at Bethlehem Steel, which brought the family here. His mother was French, Moroccan, and spoke Arabic, Hebrew, French, and Spanish. It's amazing how polylingual people are and were in other cultures. Today, few people of German, Italian, and even Spanish descent can speak the language of their ancestors. We also have James. He is 24, and this is his first semester at Northampton Community College. James grew up in New Jersey and had a career in the construction industry that he loved. As a steel worker, he worked on some pretty famous buildings that you might know, such as the new Sands Casino here in Bethlehem. However, he is currently unemployed and attempting to use this time productively by continuing his education. James, you represent so many students who have flocked to college because of the poor economy. I hope that you develop an appreciation for intellectual activities that are not directly tied to monetary gain. Some things are just interesting and worth knowing, like history. Caitlin. She is a one-person melting pot with Irish, Italian, Polish, Russian, German, and Native American ancestry all flowing through her veins. She is a general studies major at Northampton Community College, but the most exciting thing about Caitlin is that she is expecting a baby very, very soon. Congratulations and best wishes, Caitlin. Melinda. Although she is a local girl who was born and raised in the Poconos, some of her ancestors came to America from Russia and passed under the Statue of Liberty and through Ellis Island in New York, where their name was changed to sound more American. A similar story happened to Patrick's family. Today she thinks her family could be described by an episode of The Seinfeld Show. Melinda is married with 2 children, which to me sounds more like The Simpsons since there are no children in Seinfeld, but I'm sure you know best. She is studying to become an elementary art teacher, and one of the most interesting things about her is that she makes specialty cakes from home. That sounds delicious. I wish there was a way we can taste some of those cakes online. Cassidy, she is 22 years old, a native of the Poconos, who still enjoys watching Disney movies. That's great because after studying the culinary arts, she decided on a new career in early childhood education. After graduating from NCC, she will complete her bachelor's degree at ESU. What impressed me about Cassidy were the encouraging notes she wrote to many of her classmates after reading their essays. This tells me that Cassidy isn't the kind of student who will simply deposit her work every week without bothering to read what her fellow students have to say. She is a good online citizen, and we are pleased to have her in our class. Eric. Eric is interesting because he and his wife attend Northampton Community College, a kind of husband and wife team. His ancestors have served in World War I, World War II, and Eric himself is a veteran. Vincent is another one of our fine military students. He spent 4 years on active duty in the Air Force, where he served in such places as England, Qatar, and Afghanistan. He is happily married, the father of 2 boys, and currently majoring in engineering. Finally, we have Elizabeth. She wrote a very interesting, informative, and particularly well-written essay. She's an all-American girl in the sense that her ancestors come from many different places. Her grandmother is 101 years old and loves looking at old pictures. If that means family pictures, then she is also a genealogist and historian in her own right. Elizabeth was born and raised here in Bethlehem, but as a dancer, she attended East Carolina University. She came back to Bethlehem to marry her high school sweetheart. Although she still loves dance, she is currently majoring in education. And, like Cassidy, she is a person whose warm personality can be felt even in this online environment. So those are some of the people we have in the class. Very interesting group. I'm sure we'll all get along well and enjoy reading and commenting on each other's work. A couple of announcements that I'd like to make that might help you in the course. As you know, on the syllabus, during week 4 we'll be having our first online debate on the American Revolution. And if you're curious about how a debate might work, I invite you, if you're able, to come to campus next week on Tuesday, February 2nd. There I'll be moderating a class debate, a campus debate, between the PTK Honor Society and members of the Student Senate. And they will be debating the question of how should college education be paid for. And this will give you an example of how a debate should take place, and also an opportunity where I could possibly meet you personally. Also, for those of you nervous about our first exam, which is coming up next week, I have arranged for 2 special history study sessions through the Learning Center here on campus. The first will take place next Tuesday, February 2nd at 3 p.m. in College Center 167. So if you come to campus on Tuesday at 3 o'clock in room 167, College Center, there the history tutor Jared, who's a brilliant historian, he knows my exams very well, will be able to help you with some tips and skills that might help you do well on that first exam and throughout the course. So these are just some of the people we have and some tips that I think might be of use to you. So take care, be well, and continue enjoying the course.